Hello team, today's challenge is meeting time, where we're given an array of arrays, time ranges in 24-hour time, and we need to find out where the earliest overlap is that we can have a 1 hour meeting, right? That's the whole challenge. So it's an array containing each array with person, with people, and each one of those people has some times in it. And it's not always going to be two. So down here, there are somewhere it varies. They have, I think, 4 in the first one, 5 in the second, 2 in the last, right? It's different every time. So we need to figure out how to make this work, right? Now, for me, the easiest way to do this is just to loop over all 24 hours and find out where the intersections are, right? We could do some stuff where we flatten it and do stuff like that, but just looping over 24 times, pretty fast, right? Especially at these sizes. So let's start there, okay? Right here, I'm going to add that for loop, and it's going to be let hour equal 0. That could be I, but we're going to start at 0 because it is midnight is 0 o'clock, right? We're going from 0 to 23, okay? And then we go hour less than 24, right? And hour plus plus, just like this. Brilliant. Now inside of here, we can immediately do some work. Okay, we're going to get we're going to get all available, which is going to be a true or false statement, right? And that true or false statement is going to dictate whether we return the hour that we're on or if we keep going through the loop. So all available, just like this, and we set it to availability, this whole array, dot every, okay? And dot every takes, just like most callbacks, it takes a few things, but we really only need one, right? We need the person schedule. So just like this, we're going to call it person sched. We're going to send it into our callback and do stuff. Now, inside of the person schedule, right, once we get a row, not that, but just a single row with those times, we need to go through those times and find out if our current time is inside of there. And if it is, great, we go on to the next one. That's a truthy statement, right? We go on to the next one and the next one and the next one, and we keep trying until we find an all true. And that's important, okay? So that's why we're using the every. So we have person schedule, and down here we find, okay? So let found time, just like this, equal person sched, just like this, and dot find, okay? Now, dot find takes, again, similar arguments where it's going to take the element, but we are going to destructure here. So we're going to get the start and the end, and then we're going to send that into this callback, okay? And this callback is just going to be return. Could we have done it on one line? Absolutely, but I might be running out of room here. So I'm going to wrap it just to make it clean, but returning start less than equal to hour, right? Whatever that current hour is, and end greater than hour, okay? So here's the key. If, let's say 12, this is the end, right? Well, we can't schedule something at 12 because that would put us to 1, and 1 is off limits according to this. So we can go anywhere before 12, but we cannot go to 12 or further, which is why this second one is not an equals, okay? It's very important that we do this right. So less than equals the start, greater than for the end, okay? And then we return. So what do we return? Well, we return if we found something. We could test to see if we found something. It will be undefined if we didn't. So we could do a conditional or something like that. But the easiest way is just to return that found time, right? So we go found time, but this is expecting to be a Boolean, and we can convert it to a Boolean with a double bang, a double exclamation. The first one turns it to the reverse of whatever the Boolean would be, and the second one turns it back to the Boolean that we want, right? So if it was false, this would make it true, this would make it false, right? Or sorry, if it was undefined, this would make it true because undefined is falsy, and the second one would make it false. Again, I'm getting mixed up, but hopefully that's making sense. So this flips it so that it is a true Boolean, which means that we return that and use it. So all available down here, and we go if all available, then what? Then return the hour, okay? And again, if we really wanted to, we could inline this because it's just a single thing. Brilliant, okay? At this point, we need to cover off just this bit, which should be a capital N none, and it's done, okay? There is one little thing in here before we wrap it up and talk about some other stuff, okay? With every, if I pass in an empty array to every, it returns true. So if availability was empty, right, and we passed that in and went down here, availability.every, it would return true, which means that I would return what hour? I would return 0, right? That's exactly what we're going. I don't want to return 0 if it's an empty array, so we probably need a conditional, okay? Which looks like this. If not array, just like this, is array, and we send in availability. Brilliant. So making sure that it is an array and that it has something. So dot length, just like this, equal to 0, okay? So if it's equal to 0 or it's not an array, then we should throw a new error. Now they don't want us to throw a new error. Instead, what they want us to do is just return none. So in this case, we could return capital N none here as well. It still works. We don't have a test for that. But this right here ensures that we're never going to have a problem, okay? I'm going to wrap it really fast just to make it easier to read because that's how I roll, okay? But this is the solution, and there are others, right? There's plenty of others. You'll notice that there's a lot of looping in this one, right? We loop through the hours, then we loop through the availability, then we loop through, with the find, we loop through the hour ranges in that availability. So a lot of looping. Could we convert it to just loops? So a for loop here, a for loop here, a for loop here? Yes. Would it be more performant? A little, right? This is still pretty good. In my testing, it was just shy of 1 million ops per second. So pretty okay, okay? But what did we do? We started out by looping over all 24 hours, okay? Could we reduce the hours by getting the min and max of availability? Yes. That will drive your performance down because it takes some work, right? We have to flatten all those arrays, then we have to get the min and max, and then we have to use them. It's easier just to fire it through as 24 hours, okay? Or more performant, at least in my testing. If you found an easier way that is more performant, shoot me a comment, right? Always. But for now, we're just looping through all 24 hours. And as soon as we find one, right? As soon as we find one that matches these parameters where it is within the start and end of a person's scheduled free time, then we return that hour, right? That's the whole thing. Otherwise we return none. And then of course we add a little defensive stuff. I want to find a way to combine these. I haven't yet, right? I don't like that I have 2 return nones in here. So that's something that I would like to do in the future. But for now, this is my solution. Again, not every solution, just hopefully one fairly decent solution, right? That's what we're going for. If you liked it, if you hated it, if you found another way and you want to show me that, hit me up in the comments. Otherwise, for today, this has been meeting time, and I will see you in the next one.